Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be creating this purple grape soda inspired look for you guys today. I did my brows and prepped my skin off camera, and then I went in with my LA Girl Pro Concealer in this peachy nude shade to color correct under my eyes and to color correct my hyperpigmentation areas. Then I blend out that concealer with my ring finger, being sure to focus under the eyes and in my problem area. Then I went in with my Lancôme, well, a little bit of my Lancôme and my L'Oreal Infallible foundation. Then I mixed together and I began to apply that to my face, and I blended it out with my Real Techniques brush, just buffing it into the skin and making sure that it's kind of seamless, making sure that I got my ear and my neck. I also blended very closely to my brow and my forehead, just making sure that there's no line of demarcation on my face. I also blended onto my eyelids, which is kind of like a sacrilegious thing, but I do it anyway. I'm blending just to make sure that there's no streaks or marks on the foundation, because this is kind of the important part for me. I mean, the eyeshadow could suck, but as long as the foundation looks pretty good, I'm pretty okay with the look. I also went in with that color correcting color again under my eyes, just trying to cover up those dark circles. Then I blend that out with my blender. I also went in with this contour shade, just very lightly, making sure to blend that on my cheekbones and around the perimeter of my face, just very lightly. I'm not big on cream contour, but it does look rather nice on the face, at least in my opinion. Making sure to get that jawline and that turkey neck. And I lightly contoured my nose just a little bit. I just do that to bring some definition to my face so my nose doesn't disappear. And I also blend that under my lip to make my lip look a little bit more pouty. Then I also went back over that with the same brush that I used to apply my foundation with nothing on it, just to blend everything out so it doesn't look too harsh. Then I went in with this very old MAC brush and applied my concealer under my eye and down the side of my nose a bit. And I brought it pretty far back to my temples just to lift the face and make it look a little less round. Also applied it to my chin and under my jawline a bit, where I placed that contour following the line from my ear, and I didn't take it all the way down, just a little bit. And if you hear any noise in the background, that is my rabbit, so please ignore that. They are pretty active tonight. I brought that concealer onto my nose and my forehead. and under my lip, just to lift it a little bit. Then I went in with that beauty blender that I used to blend out my color corrector, to blend out the concealer color, starting with under my jawline and my forehead and my chin, and I left my under eye and nose for the very last. And I do bring that color up onto my lids. And then I went back in with this even lighter color. I don't know if you guys remember Dermacol, but I had this color for many moons and I decided to use it. I hadn't used it before because it was pretty light. I placed it onto my nose, then under my eyes, and I'm just blending to make sure that everything is pretty seamless before I blend it out. And then I began to blend it out with my beauty blender. And at this point right now, I realized that I went too far and it's a bit too light, but you know, I've gone too far and I have to work with it. And I'm just going to use this this concealer color as a primer for my eyelids for the eyeshadow. And I'm just making sure that that's buffed out and pretty seamless. And I used my Airspun and a mixture of my Fit Me powder, and I used that to set my under eyes, my nose, under my jawline and chin. And also around my smile lines. I do get smile lines, so I set those. And not to forget my forehead. And I just dust that excess powder off. It creased a bit. What could you do? Then I use just the Airspun to set underneath my eyes, just in case there's some fallout. Not necessarily for baking, but I take that back. I'm gonna bake with it. I sharpened up that line with a mini beauty blender just to make sure that it's pretty crisp. Then I used this jumbo purple pencil that I had and blended that onto my eyelids. Then I used a synthetic brush to blend that out that I got out of a palette. I used this bright fuchsia shade and worked it into my crease. At this point right now, I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing as yet as a look, so I'm just kind of winging it. I'm using a peachy tone to kind of calm down that pink because I felt like it was a whisper too bright. And then I went back in with that fuchsia shade and decided to do a halo, and I worked that into the inner and outer portions of my eyes. And then I blended out with a fluffy blending brush. I have very small eyes, so I'm tilting my head back so that I could see the entire lid. And then I packed on a purple shade and I worked it into the inner and outer portions, exactly what I did with the fuchsia shade. I did the same thing with the purple, and I blend that out with a pencil brush to kind of concentrate the color a bit more. Like I said, hooded eyes, tilt your head back. That's the only way you're going to be able to see. And then I went and buffed that out with that fluffy blending brush with no extra product on it, just to kind of diffuse it a bit. Making weird faces. And then I'm using that peachy shade when I feel like it's getting too far to kind of calm it down. Then I'm using my packing brush to put a charcoal color, because I thought it needed a bit of depth on the inner and outer portions. Yeah, I decided that the charcoal was a bit much, so I went over it with a purple tone, and it created like this beautiful plum, and I was like, oh my gosh, yay. And I blended it out with my pencil brush to diffuse it out a bit more. And then back again with a fluffy brush with no extra product on it to blend everything out to make it kind of seamless. Then I'm using some concealer on my lids and just putting it on the center, looking up to create a line of demarcation, and then using the brush that I used to apply my concealer to cut the crease, adjusting the center portions. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I struggled because I cannot for the life of me draw a straight line. Like, it is so hard. Especially with hooded eyes, because you have to keep looking, tilting your head back and looking to make sure that, you know, nothing transfers. And when I'm satisfied with the shape, I just filled in the centerpiece and did the same on the other eye. And then I blend that out with my ring finger. And I'm just checking to make sure that everything looks pretty seamless. Then I went back in with that fuchsia shade and packed it on the inner and outer portions just to reinforce that color. Then I went back in with that purple shade and began to work that in, just reinforcing that color as well. And I'm just going back and forth between the pink and the purple and, you know, the charcoal, just to, you know, build that beautiful gradient effect. And then I'm going in with this lovely shimmery purple. It reminds me of grape soda, and I'm placing that on the center part. And I'm just making sure that everything is well blended. Like I said, if you have hooded eyes as well, tilt your head back. It gives you a great view of things. And I'm just making sure that everything looks nice. And this is my NYX glitter glue, and I'm just drawing a wing liner with that glitter glue, and then packing on this chunky, well, not really chunky, but pressed pink glitter onto that glitter glue, and just making sure that everything is pretty sharp and crisp. Just making sure those lines are pretty straight and sharp. Then I'm going in with this black liner, and I'm just going to line my lash very thinly just to ground the look for lashes. And then I'm coating on some mascara onto my lashes. Air quotes. They're pretty short, but you know. Then I'm just brushing off that excess powder. And then I'm placing that same concealer on my lower lash just to prepare for the same colors, the fuchsia, the purple, and the charcoal that I'm blending onto my lower lash line. Just to smoke it out a bit and to hide those hideous creases. I'm just making sure everything's well blended. And then I'm popping that same metallic purple on the inner portions of my eyes just to open it up a bit. And then I thought that I could use an inner corner liner, so I'm just going to do that real quick. And then I popped on some lower mascara, and I did a little bit of liner into my waterline. Now my favorite part, bronzing. I'm just bronzing the perimeter of my face, just lightly, not lightly. Snatching that chin, getting rid of that turkey neck, warming up my skin. It's glitter on my face, girl. Wipe that off. And then I'm going to contour my nose with that same bronzer shade. Just, you know, trying to bring my nose back to my face. Not too much, nothing too crazy. I just didn't want it to look flat. And then I'm adding some blush. Yay. And then some highlighter. Well, a lot of highlighter. Oh my gosh, did you guys see my naps? My kitchen, the back of my neck came out today. Wow. Now I'm lining my lips with this brown lip liner. Well, not lip liner, liquid lip liner. Then I'm filling it in with this mauvey brown color. And then this peachy tone, I'm just going over top. All of these are liquid lipsticks, and this is the finished look with some lashes and a little bit of Fix Plus. And that's the finished look, guys. Thank you so much for watching.